Hello, everyone. Today, let's take a look at the key steps in assembling an electric tricycle. First and foremost, let's take a look at the key components we'll be working with. Here, we have the motor itself, which is the heart of our electric tricycle, responsible for converting electrical energy into mechanical energy to power the vehicle. Next to it, we have the motor housing, carefully designed to protect the motor from external elements and provide a stable structure. Before we start the actual assembly, it's crucial to ensure that all parts are in perfect condition. We conduct a meticulous inspection, checking for any signs of damage or defects. This step guarantees the quality and reliability of our final product. Now, let's begin the assembly. First, we carefully place the motor into the housing, making sure it fits snugly. We pay close attention to the alignment of the shafts and connectors to ensure smooth operation. Then, we use high-quality bolts and nuts to securely fasten the motor to the housing. Torque is an important factor here. We use a torque wrench to ensure that each bolt is tightened to the specified value, which is typically around X Newton meters. This not only ensures a firm connection but also prevents over-tightening or under-tightening, which could lead to problems later on. After the motor is securely installed in the housing, we move on to connecting the electrical wires. These wires are color-coded for easy identification. The red wire is usually the positive terminal, and the black one is the negative. We strip the ends of the wires slightly and insert them into the corresponding terminals on the motor. Then, we use wire nuts or crimp connectors to make a solid electrical connection. We also cover the connections with heat shrink tubing for added protection against moisture and short circuits. Next, let's look at the shock absorber. These shock absorbers are designed to reduce the impact of road bumps and unevenness. They play a vital role in providing a comfortable driving experience. When you receive the shock absorber, carefully check whether there are any signs of damage or defects. Make sure all components are complete, including springs, pistons, and mounting brackets. Find the mounting point on the frame of the electric tricycle. These are usually clearly marked. Align the shock absorber with the mounting point and insert the bolt. Tighten the bolts, but be careful not to tighten them too tightly, as this may damage the shock absorber or the frame. Use a torque wrench to ensure the correct tightening torque. We began to assemble the wheels. Each wheel of an electric tricycle consists of a rim, a tire, a hub and a bearing. First, install the bearing into the hub. Make sure they are properly seated and aligned. Then, insert the shaft into the hub. Find the mounting points on the electric tricycle frame. Align the shock absorber with the mounting point and insert the bolts. Tighten the bolts, but be careful not to over-tighten as this may damage the shock absorber or the frame. Use a torque wrench to ensure the correct tightening torque. Now, let's put the tire on the rim. This can be a little tricky, but it can be done with a little patience. First, apply some tire lubricant to the tire lip. This will make it easier to install the tire on the rim. Start by inserting one side of the tire lip into the rim groove. Then, use a tire lever to gradually install the other side of the tire lip on the rim. Be careful not to damage the tire or rim during this process. Finally, attach the wheel to the shock absorber and frame. Align the holes on the wheel hub with the mounting points on the frame and insert the bolts. Tighten the bolts to securely fix the wheel. Repeat the same steps for the other two wheels. Next is the installation of the control panel. Look, this is the control panel of our electric tricycle. It is like the brain control center of the car, with various control buttons and display instruments on it, which allows us to easily grasp the state of the vehicle and control the driving. When installing, you should first find the installation position of the control panel reserved for the vehicle, which is generally in the middle and back of the handlebar, where there will be special fixing brackets and screw holes. Carefully aim the control panel at these positions, and then fix it with the matching screws. Note that the screws should not be tightened too tightly to prevent the panel from being damaged by extrusion, but they should not be too loose, otherwise the panel may shake or even fall off during driving. After fixing, the preliminary installation is completed. The next step is the more critical wiring link. There are many wires of different colors and specifications behind the control panel. They are like the nerves and blood vessels of the car, responsible for transmitting various control signals and electrical energy. Before wiring, you must first clarify the purpose of each wire. Wires of different colors correspond to different functions. For example, red is mostly power lines, blue may be light control lines, and green may be turn signal lines. When wiring, these wires should be arranged according to the wiring direction of the vehicle to avoid entanglement and knotting. We can use cable ties to fix the wires to the frame and fix the intervals. This can not only ensure that the lines are neat and beautiful, but also prevent the wires from shaking and wearing during driving, causing short circuits and other faults. When wiring, be sure to ensure that the plug and the socket fit tightly. After plugging in, you can gently pull it to check whether it is firm. Then install the steering wheel and look at the controller. It is like the brain of an electric tricycle, responsible for commanding various movements of the vehicle, such as moving forward, backward, accelerating, and deceleration. If an electric tricycle is compared to a person, the controller is the human nerve center, and all instructions are issued from here. The converter is like a power butler, which accurately converts the voltage output by the battery into the voltage required by various electrical equipment on the car, ensuring that the equipment such as the headlights, speakers, and instrument panels can work normally. Before starting wiring, we must first make sure that the tools at hand are complete, such as wire strippers, screwdrivers, and insulating tape. These tools are our assembly right assistants. With them, the wiring can be fast and good. Now, we take out the controller and converter, carefully check the instructions, and find the corresponding wiring port. The instruction manual is our assembly book. You must follow the instructions above, don't click on it incorrectly. For example, there are generally thick red and thick black wires on the controller, which are usually connected to the positive and negative poles of the battery. Don't connect them in the reverse direction, otherwise the controller may burn. Next, use wire strippers to peel off the outer skin of the wire for a small part. Be careful not to peel it too long, and do not damage the copper wire inside. Then, insert the stripped wire tip into the corresponding wiring port and tighten the screws with a screwdriver to ensure good contact. Each line must be connected firmly, otherwise if the line is loose during driving, the car may suddenly become tantrum and stop. After the wires are connected, don't forget to wrap the joints with insulating tape. This is like putting a layer of protective clothing on the joints, which can not only prevent short circuits, but also avoid leakage, ensuring the safety of our riding. Then install the seat and floor mats assembly. This seat is a comfortable guarantee when riding, just like the sofa at home. We accurately align the seat and tighten the screws to ensure that it is stable and does not shake. The floor mat can be non-slip, dust-proof, well-laid, and compacted at the corners, making the car clean and secure. Followed by rear cabin assembly. The trunk is the key part of loading goods. First, the frame is butted, the connectors are inserted according to the marks, and then the tools are used to reinforce it. Only in this way can the sturdy trunk hold more goods. Rear mirror assembly is also very important. It is our eyes to observe the road conditions in the rear. Align the rear view mirror bracket with the mounting point, tighten the nut and adjust the angle to ensure clear vision and safer riding. Finally, the rear turning lights assembly. The rear turn signal is an important device to convey the turning intention to the rear vehicles and pedestrians. Find the reserved holes, connect the lines, and fix the lampshade so that the lights can light up normally, adding a guarantee for safe travel. Finally, after debugging, a brand new electric tricycle can gallop on the road. Thank you for watching, and wish you a happy assembly.